Okay, so update from yesterday afternoon. After the jet skis was the last update.
After the jet skis, we did the ATV tour, and that was super fun. It was a sunset ATV tour. I drove for 2 hours, or not 2 hours, I drove for a little bit, and then Andrew drove for a little bit on the way back. It was a ton of fun. We got some really, honestly, probably some of the best photos from our time, like here maybe, who knows, like our trip. And then we went and got ice and did a bunch of like blah 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 stuff. But now, you know, we're in Zion, and we woke up from our campsite that we stayed in last night in Zion, and we are...
Which campground?
South Campground in Zion. Now we are, well, this morning I should say, we woke up kind of early and we figured out the shuttle system and whatnot, which was really easy on a Wednesday in the middle-ish end of July. It was super easy to figure out.
Yeah, and the shuttles sound like they've been changing their policy kind of frequently. You used to be able to drive up there. It seems like there are still certain times of the year in which you can drive up there, but right now the main road that goes up the canyon is closed to private vehicles unless you have a reservation at the lodge.
Yep.
And so therefore you have to take the shuttle.
Yeah, you have to have a shuttle in.
And because of Corona, many of the facilities are closed. For example, the museum is closed.
Oh, and then there was a flash flood, like a legitimate flood here like 2 weeks ago, and it closed down Watchman Trail and a couple of other little things. People who love to take photos, hilarious. Anyway, sorry, we're driving to our next place to go hiking.
So now it's officially day one in Zion, right?
Yeah, and we woke up this morning and we did the Emerald Pools loop with a little bit of the grotto like hike in there as well. We kind of combined the two. That was it was okay. Like, it was pretty, don't get me wrong. Lower Falls is prettier because you get to like, okay, it's hot first of all, and you get like some splashing on you. You like walk under this trickling amount of water that they call a waterfall, and then like their emerald pools, in my very biased judgment, are just little cesspools of standing water of disgustingness.
That's because the water flow is so low.
It's just
and also they mentioned that it might have been better to do that in the evening because that whole valley is in the shade.
Which
we got the whole valley completely in the sun.
Yeah, it was hot.
Both sides of the valley were.
It's definitely warm, but it was still fun. I'm glad we did it. And then we were gonna do the Narrows like right afterwards at like what, 11 noon, something like that. But then they're like, hey, by the way, we're recommending that everyone get out of the Narrows hike by 1 p.m. because of the probability of a flash flood again. And I was like, you know, risk versus reward, you know what I mean? Is my life more important or my experience more important? So we're gonna postpone the Narrows hike until later. So now we are filling in with a different hike, and so we're driving on the highway that you can drive in Zion up to, what's it called? Canyon?
What is that called?
Overlook?
Something Zion. We'll have to write it out.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Zion something over.
Canyon Overlook. I don't remember.
I can look it up.
Anyway, so that's where we're driving right now. And there are definitely more people here than there were when we came through, I want to say. Day before yesterday. Gosh.
Zion Canyon Overlook Trail, which is a 1 mile trail.
So it's 1 mile there, 1 mile back, so 2 round trip?
No, total.
Oh, it's a half mile there, half mile back?
Yeah.
So for Andrew and I, this is not a hike, this is more of like a...
Jump out and check it.
Yeah, jump out and check it, but at the same time, it is 97 degrees right now. So like, even for a half mile or a mile hike, it's hard. Like,
I mean, I'm still going to carry over a liter of water.
I'll carry a liter, he'll carry over a liter. I mean, what was the Emerald Pools hike today?
3 miles.
3 miles, and we drank 2.5 liters?
Yeah.
It was hot.
We drank a liter and a quarter. about.
It's just warm. It's hard to recover. And every like rec person that works for the national park keeps telling us like, stay hydrated, like all chipper and cheerful, and I'm like, I would drink a gallon of water and I would still probably feel like I was dying, because it's just, your body is telling you that this is not normal, you should not be doing this. I mean, they're beautiful, like it's really gorgeous here, don't get me wrong. What's different about this park compared to like Bryce and Arches is you're in the valley in Zion, surrounded by these huge towering cliffs, so you feel very, very small here compared to the landscape. Like in Arches it was like spread out, and then there were like towers of stuff, and then in Bryce it was a canyon that you were looking down into and then hiking with the hoodoos. This just feels much more like majestic, like it just feels much more like grand, but the hiking is limited within the like scenic drive,
the valley
area.
Yeah.
Like I'm assuming that like the kind of, I hate to say this, but like probably some better hikes are going to be off on the east or west side of the actual like scenic area where everyone goes.
Yeah, like the subway hike, for example, that you have to have a permit to get into, and you have to have some like rappelling experience.
Yeah.
That one,
we did have some rappelling experience. It just didn't go very well.
No, the subway hike is one of those where like it's amazing. How cool is that? However, it's actually, it starts on the west side of the park. You don't go through the main. You're not starting in the valley.
Yeah. And
then the hike we're gonna do in a couple days, you start outside of the valley and you walk up to the valley rim and you look over the valley. And so,
like they said,
observation point is where we're headed in a couple of days, and that's a 6-mile hike from outside of the park basically to inside of the park, and then looking over the edge. And it seems like that's where kind of the longer, more cool hikes are.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. And they kept telling us like anywhere that you see on the rocks that are black, that's where there's typically like a waterfall, like that's a constant water. So like when you look around here, there is like a significant amount of water that does come out of this area, and it would be cool to kind of see it, but of course you turn the camera when I go to a bank of trees.
I know, right?
Yeah. Tunnel ahead. Okay, so yeah.
You can see up on that rock right there.
Yeah. And then even down in there's like that area. It's gonna be hard to see. Anyway.
Yeah, so anyway, this is day one in Zion. We've had to push some stuff around. We've had to kind of be flexible with our schedule because the heat, and B, the atmospheric instability is resulting in potential for afternoon thunderstorms, which means that we have to push Narrows to another day, and we're going to have to do Narrows in the morning rather than in the afternoon, which would be probably more fun because...
Well, I think it'll be fine because we're going to start off and it'll be cool, and that's when we're going to do like that mile-long walk or whatever to the actual water.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, Narrows has an approach hike of about, 2 miles?
Like it's like the river walk or something like that.
Yeah, it's not in the water.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the update since the jet skiing, basically.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, and this is what, day, I don't even remember, 6 or something?
No idea. Not a clue.
All right, some number.
Entering the tunnel.
Bye.
Bye. Hiking in flip-flops.
camp.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea. Left the boots at camp.
Oh, look over there. That's cool.
Canyon.
Okay.
What do we do?
Update. We did the canyon outlook. Oh, you missed it, the lightning. Anyway, we washed the car, vacuumed the car. Well, we didn't really wash it. We rinsed the car, vacuumed the car, dumped all of our shit in our campsite at home so we could do that at home.
Zion
at Zion National Park. We showered at Anytime Fitness. Thanks, Hurricane Anytime Fitness. And then now we're headed back to Zion, and we're gonna eat dinner, hopefully download a bunch of stuff, and go to bed.
And that's it. And that's the end of this day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Arizona!